Hello, here we have some video on the charcoal making as promised from the, yes, hello girl. That's my helper for the day. You won't want to sit on there when it gets going. Yeah. So, the video for today is all these gleanings from the hedge clippings and from coppicing. These are all the very small little pieces which generally get burnt on site when people fell trees or do coppicing. But what I then tend to do is turn this into charcoal for the vegetable beds. So what I'm going to use is a 45-gallon drum, which my assistant here is modelling. And I also have some small bits and pieces of other material in there, which I should be charcoaling as well at the same time. So what I'll do is I'll take you through the process. It's really simple, really quick, and only requires something to light the wood with and a steel drum. You can use any size steel drum within reason and produce nice charcoal. So I'll just get this emptied. So here's the typical sort of stuff that I'm charcoaling. It's the stuff generally that is just a waste product when you do coppicing or hedge laying, and most people just set this on fire on site. But once it's been stood for a few months, 6 months to a year or so, then it becomes dry and can be easily broken up or chopped up into smaller sections, and this then produces charcoal rather than just ash. So I'm going to break up all of this pile so I can feed the fire as we get going. I'll see you when I chopped all of this up. Okay, so we're ready to do the fire bit now. So I've got the drum lying on its side, and I'm going to light a small fire in the front, get it going, push it to the back, and keep adding more as we go. You'll see how it goes. So let's get it lit and get this next stage sorted out. So with this particular one, I'm using a standard 45-gallon drum, UK 45 gallons. As in America it would be 55 gallons, as that's one of the only things that's smaller about America than UK, is the gallons are smaller. So get this lit. wood's all very damp today, so I'm going to use a bit of straw to get it going. So here we go. So, once we've got a nice good fire going, we're going to keep loading it. But as we're loading it, we're going to start slowly pushing the fire back towards the back of the drum, so the coals are further in. Put the fresh fuel on the front. Keep it going. So now we've got the fire at right at the back of the drum. We're going to just load it right up, and it's going well. We're just going to load it right up. We've also got some small rounds of hazel, etc., to go in, so they can go right at the back. Now it's going really well, and it's getting quite hot. So we stuff it all in there nicely. So the next job is to tip that up on its end. This barrel's going to be very hot, so I'm going to have a glove on here. Hopefully that'll be enough. Right, now it's on its end. The next job now it's on its end is to seal around the edge. Wet sand is usually good for this. If you haven't got any of that, just some earth will do. Right, now the important thing is not to open it until it's absolutely stone cold, because if you open it once it's been doing that, it's building up combustible gas in there and it could just go off with a big bang. So don't open it until it's very cold. Now we've got it turned up the other way. This wet clay soil should seal it from air to stop it burning any further, and hopefully that will just cool and produce some charcoal for us. It's not the best way to do it, but it's a way of doing it, and the charcoal that comes out we can put in the compost heap for the vegetable gardens, and I'll do a video on charging that charcoal with the compost and another link. But this is the way I use all these little gleanings which would normally just be bonfired from when I do the coppicing and hedge laying. So making use of something that would just be burnt. It sequesters the carbon, it puts it in the ground, and yeah, it's just the way I do it. So I hope you found this useful, interesting, and we'll see what we've got in the morning, and I'll show you the results in a minute. here we are. It's been left overnight. It's stone cold. There's nothing going to happen in there now. After thinking about it overnight, I think I probably turned it over too quick, and there's unlikely to be a lot of charcoal in here. It was my error, I think, due to wanting to get it all filmed and not taking my time. But we'll see how much there is in here, and the stuff that's not charcoal, obviously there will be quite a bit that isn't anyway, will go back in and be done again, and we can separate out the charcoal and the wood to go through again and leave it longer the next time. So we'll open it up and have a look and see what we've got. So we can see that there's a lot that isn't burnt, but there is quite a bit of charcoal in there. It's charred the ends of quite a lot of it. And we've got some charcoal in there. But like I said, I think it was way too quick. It hadn't got going long enough. But there are bits of fully charred charcoal, and this can now go straight on to the compost process to make sure that it doesn't rob the ground of any nutrients. And I'll make another video about that process and post it up. But I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found this useful, and it's not the perfect way of doing it, but it's a cheap and easy way of producing some charcoal from timber that would normally just be wasted, set on fire, and the carbon go into the atmosphere. So this at least produces something of some use. Thanks for watching. So this is another system for making charcoal. It's a rocket stove with a chamber round it, and fill up this chamber with whatever you want to cook, whatever you want to heat. So in this video it's going to be making charcoal, so we're going to put timber in here and fire it up here. It's got the secondary air underneath for a really hot burn, heating this tube which is inside here, and that'll cook the wood, which is in a sealed environment. The gases come out of this pipe here, and when that changes from the white smoke from the moisture, we then shut it down, shut the valves off, make the fire go out, shut the valves off, and let it cook. So a future video coming up.